Mandatory Fun is the 14th studio album by American musician Weird Al Yankovic. Self-produced, the album was released by RCA Records in the United States on July 15, 2014. The release includes parodies of songs by Pharrell Williams, Thicke, Iggy Azalea, Lorde and Imagine Dragons. It also features original songs in the form of pastiche, imitating the styles of the Pixies, Cat Stevens, Foo Fighters, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and Southern culture on the Skids. Reviews of Mandatory Fun have been generally positive. Background: during the closing stages of the Alpocalypse tour, Yankovic stated in an interview with The Morning Call that he had one more album on his contract. The paper and other sources took to mean that this album would be his last. Yankovic later clarified that this was the last album on the current recording contract with his label, that he is currently weighing his options for renewing the contract or looking to another publisher, and made it clear that he was not retiring from music in the foreseeable future. In a later interview with NPR's Weekend Edition, he stated that this might be his last conventional album, turning instead to more frequent releases of singles and EPs. As with the time between producing full-length albums, chances are a lot of the material is going to be somewhat dated by the time it comes out. The first tracks conceived for the album were original songs in the style of various bands as, compared to direct parodies, the pastiches age better. Prior to composing these songs, he had been listening to older acts such as Cat Stevens, Foo Fighters, and Southern culture on the Skids for his own amusement. His Crosby, Stills and Nash-style parody mission statement draws from his experiences attending executive meetings in his music career. Shortly after completing the song, Yankovic encountered Graham Nash, who coincidentally asked Yankovic to parody a Crosby, Stills and Nash song. First World Problems is an original composition emulating the style of the Pixies, whom Yankovic has performed alongside for a charity concert 2 years prior. Yankovic noted that his usual method of generating parody ideas is to scan Billboard charts, radio play and online buzz in order to create a master list of candidates. From that point, he works out possible puns on the song titles, the potential for humor and general direction for his versions. Fans speculated ahead of the album's release that Yankovic would parody Let It Go from the Disney film Frozen, due to the song's popularity. He later explained that he considered making a Frozen parody titled Make It So about Star Trek, The Next Generation, but decided not to after discovering such a parody already existed. Yankovic observed that the existing spoof had gotten enough attention online to make the Disney legal department ask them to take it down. I couldn't think of an idea that I liked as much as Make It So I gave up. Recording: 12 songs were recorded for Mandatory Fun. Most of the sessions took place at Way Station Studio, Go Davey Go Studio in Bedrock, LA. In Los Angeles. The earliest songs produced were Mission Statement, Lame Claim to Fame, and My Own Eyes, which were recorded on September 4, 2012. 3 more songs were later recorded, Sports Song on May 3, followed by First World Problems, and Jackson Park Express on May 8, 2013. Later that month, Yankovic stated that Amanda Palmer had recorded vocal parts for the album. Palmer's sessions took place at Mad Oak Studios in Allston, Massachusetts. In September 2013, Yankovic publicly mentioned that he was working on a new album, but gave no details. As usual for him, Yankovic sought permission from the original artists for his parodies. In contrast to previous albums, he had few difficulties in obtaining these. Yankovic stated, "This is the first time where I've gotten everybody that I wanted, and I couldn't be happier about it." He was able to get Pharrell Williams' permission for 3 of the songs he represented on the album, Williams' Happy, Thicke's Blurred Lines, and Daft Punk's Get Lucky, through a personal email to the artist after Yankovic's manager had difficulty working this with Williams' manager. According to Yankovic, Williams was honored to have his work used by Yankovic. Yankovic and his band got full cooperation from Imagine Dragons, who gave permission and advised on how to recreate some of the sounds used in Radioactive for Yankovic's and Up Inactive. When Yankovic decided to parody Blurred Lines, he was initially concerned that by the time his version would be released a year later, many parodies would already exist. He therefore opted to go in a more distinct direction by making word crimes, which continues his fascination with grammar previously expressed in video set pieces where he corrected malformed signage and text in public. Yankovic acknowledged that his version eschews the perceived misogyny associated with Blurred Lines, and its various existing parodies. He also considered this the only chance that Blurred Lines will be used in the curriculum of somebody's school. Word Crimes, Inactive, and Foil were all recorded in December 2013 while Thicke, and Now That's What I Call Polka were produced the following April. Lisa Popiel also revealed in April that she would be recording with Yankovic for the album. Comedian Patton Oswalt listened to Yankovic's album in May 2014 and revealed that he satirizes a band I've worshipped since the 90s. Yankovic later affirmed that Oswalt was referring to his Pixies pastiche. Yankovic recalled that he determined the saturation point of Iggy Azalea's Fancy by asking his daughter, "A couple months ago I said, are they talking about Iggy Azalea at school?" And she says, "Well, not so much." I asked the same thing 2 weeks later and she said, "Oh yeah, that's all they're talking about now." Yankovic then traveled from Los Angeles, California to Denver, Colorado in order to ask Azalea permission to parody her song. The encounter was described by TMZ as an ambush as he presented the potential parody lyrics to Azalea backstage at one of her concerts. Yankovic later clarified that the meeting was much more polite and blown out of proportion by TMZ. He had previously used this approach of asking an artist's permission during the 2013 Bonnaroo Music Festival. The Azalea parody Handy ended up being the last recording for Mandatory Fun in June 2014, shortly before the release of the album. On June 12, 2014, Yankovic revealed that the record had completed the mastering process. Composition. Mandatory Fun consists of 12 tracks, 5 of which are parodies of songs popular at the time of the album's production. The opening Iggy Azalea parody of Fancy is Handy, performed from the point of view of a person described by Kenneth Partridge of Billboard as the world's most braggadocios, sick contractor. The character portrayed in the song rhymes about various handyman tasks including installing countertops, tile floors, and repairing leaf blowers. Kevin O'Keefe of The Wire noted that the only direct connection between the character and Azalea is the line "I got 99 problems but a switch ain't one," which refers to Azalea's appearance in the song Problem. The Southern culture on the Skids pastiche lane claim to fame examines celebrity-obsessed culture. It features frequent name drops as the singer brags about having tangential associations with popular people. Foil is a parody of the Lorde song Royals, and focuses on 2 cases of aluminum foil use. The first verse deals with food being preserved with the material, while the second verse describes the foil being used by conspiracy theorists as a protective hat. O'Keefe observed that it is the shortest parody on Mandatory Fun as it omits the bridge and final chorus of the original song. The original composition sports song imagines a college marching band directly insulting the opposing team with their fight song. Annie Zalesky of the AV Club summarized the track as a passable but not particularly inspired take on rabid fandom. The following Robin Thicke parody Word Crimes involves the singer pointing out grammatical errors frequently made in online messages, and shaming people who engage in various other common textual misconceptions. My Own Eyes is a style parody of the Foo Fighters in which the protagonist recalls witnessing unusual events throughout his life, such as elderly men dying of Bieber fever, and a mime hacked to death with an imaginary cleaver. Partridge felt that the pastiche falls flat without Dave Grohl's songwriting and personality. Now That's What I Call Polka is Yankovic's 11th polka medley, in which Yankovic sings selections of various popular songs at the time of recording, set to a polka music. The title is a parody of the long-running series of compilation albums released by EMI, Now That's What I Call Music. The song mission statement emulates the style of Crosby, Stills and Nash, with the lyrics citing a series of corporate buzzwords and executive jargon. Zalesky noted that the song imitates the band's layered harmonies and incorporates elements of sweet, Judy Blue Eyes. Inactive is a spoof of the Imagine Dragons song Radioactive that centers on an extremely lethargic character covered in food residue. O'Keefe remarked upon the breathing sounds of the original song being recontextualized in the parody, as the character mentions that he requires an inhaler. The Pixies' pastiche First World Problems lampoons people who complain of various first world problems such as the lack of gluten-free cookies in an airport lounge. The song features off-kilter guitars and a Black Francis-esque raucous vocal delivery with stylistic references to the Pixies' songs Debaser and Hang Wire. The send-up of Pharrell Williams' Happy is the song Tacky, in which the singer boasts of having no shame and making unfashionable or tactless choices. Reviews noted that the song lists various disruptive acts associated with social media, referencing Instagram, Twitter, and Yelp. Following Yankovic's tradition of recording long-form songs such as Albuquerque, Genius in France, Trapped in the Drive-Thru, he concludes the album with a 9-minute-plus track called Jackson Park Express in the style of Cat Stevens. Zalesky described the piece as an in-depth vignette about a bus ride-length romance that's really a figment of the protagonist's imagination. Packaging. The cover art and title of the album was first found via the RCA Records website. The artwork is designed to resemble a propaganda poster, and Yankovic is described by Rolling Stone as wearing a Russian military costume over a font resembling Soviet text. Communist propaganda imagery typically uses shades of red, centers around a march of people, and is supported in the background by an image of a leader. Yankovic stated that the cover image was photographed as early as August 2013. Regarding the title of the album, he mentioned that was just an oxymoron that I've always been amused by. It's used a lot in corporate retreats and, I'm told, in the military. Yankovic also acknowledged that the name is speculated to be a reference to the album marking the end of his 32-year-long label contract. Promotion. Yankovic started hinting at the release of Mandatory Fun using social media in mid-June 2014. On June 14, he posted a self-described cryptic image of himself with the message July 15, which Rolling Stone specified as being the album release date. Yankovic used a series of short trailers to tease the album, using stock footage of historical communism and military propaganda films interspersed with imagery from the album's artwork. Yankovic announced that there would be no pre-album single for Mandatory Fun, and instead he would let the listeners decide which songs are the hits. He also revealed that he would participate in a Reddit Ask Me Anything session on the day of the album release. Yankovic elaborated that the pre-release campaign deliberately withheld song information, since he felt it has become more difficult to establish a unique take on a parody in the age of YouTube content creation. Music videos. To help promote Mandatory Fun in social media circles, Yankovic produced 8 music videos for the album. One will be revealed each day starting on July 14, 2014, a day prior to the album's release. When asked if this video strategy was influenced by Bianca Copyright Knowles' marketing for her album Bianca Copyright, Yankovic pointed out that his previous record Alpocalypse featured videos for every song at the time of release. Nobody said to Bianca Copyright, "Hey, you're doing a Weird Al, aren't ya?" So for the record, I was first. Director and animator Tim Thompson revealed that the video he created would debut on July 20. The first music video debuted on July 14, featuring the song Tacky. Produced by Nerdist Industries, the one-shot video features Esha Tyler, Margaret Cho, Eric Stonestreet, Kristen Schaal, Jack Black, and Yankovic dressed in tacky clothes and dancing purposely poorly while lip-syncing to the song, reflecting on the song's lyrics about a person who brags on about his obnoxious clothes and other questionable style choices. The video was filmed at Palace Theatre in downtown Los Angeles, previously featured as Julianne Maria unregistered trademark S apartment in 1998 film The Big Lebowski. Yankovic specified that during each continuous take, he would have to rush down 5 flights of stairs while changing his outfit in order to appear in the beginning and end of the video. The video for Word Crimes features kinetic typography created by Jarrett Heather, reflecting the song's theme of proper grammar, spelling, and punctuation. For Less video, produced in conjunction with the website College Humor, shows Yankovic as a host of a cooking show obsessing on the use of aluminium foil, slowly descending into conspiracy theories. It also includes guest appearances by Patton Oswalt, Tom Lennon, and Robert Ben Garant. Handy was released through Yahoo! Screen's sketchy channel, and is presented in the style of a late-night infomercial with Yankovic performing as a residential general contractor. The video also includes Eddie Pepitone, Justin Giddings, and Ted Hollis. Reception: The Los Angeles Times called Mandatory Fun a stone-cold masterpiece, praising how the album's parody tracks work well from their original material with Yankovic's take on the lyrics. The AV Club considered the album successful with only a few missteps, with smart meter commentary on pop music and a collection that never takes itself too seriously. Rolling Stone reviewed the song tacky, stating that Weird Al is in fine form throughout the track. ABC News' Alan Rabel described the album as among his best work, writing, "What makes this one sharp is that it really captures the current culture in a bubble in a way that is more pinpointed than on previous records." Billboard considered the record's original songs its best material, and Word Crimes the best parody. Paste similarly agreed that Yankovic's original materials were the highlight of the album, and that as a whole, Mandatory Fun is a good, humorous album that shows that Yankovic is not slowing down in the slightest. Track listing: the following is adapted from the album liner notes. Personnel, adapted from Mandatory Fun liner notes. Release history, references. External links, official music videos from Weird Al Yankovic's YouTube account, Word Crimes, Foil.